First of all, can I say what an honor it is to be here this evening? There's nothing quite like being the one to receive a posthumous award. It is very humbling, and I extend my gratitude to the university and for your college for offering this to our family in memory of my husband. I'd like to recognize Brent's mother, Tammy Taylor. She's not going to like this. I know without a doubt if Brent were here, he would start his remarks, if he were to be receiving this in life, by thanking his angel mother. And so I will do that on his behalf. It's an unusual situation I find myself in to be up here speaking, because usually Brent has been the public face of our family, and I would help him write and edit his remarks and maybe tone things down if it got a little too heated, or make sure that article in the paper didn't quite have such an edge as you're blasting someone else for having such an edge. But now I guess the question is, who's writing whose speeches? It is an honor to be Mrs. Brent Taylor. It is an honor to be married to and connected to so deeply a man who so loves his country and freedom and everything that that stands for. Brent, as a young man, was told by his grandfather, who he loved very much, that the day would come and that his life would have a certain mission of needing to tell people what they need to hear, even if it's not necessarily what they want to hear. I believe that mission extends to all of us, especially those of you going into this field. You're taking upon yourselves a very brave stance to be able to stand up in public, whether it be through voice or through writing, and speak to what needs to be said, even if it's not necessarily what people want you to say. So I commend you for that. I encourage you in that, to take your studies seriously and to pursue that road where you truly can use speech and rhetoric for the better of your community, your family, our state, and our great nation. I love that Dr. Mortensen quoted Hamilton, because my thoughts drifted to the same. I've got the great biography on Hamilton by Chernow, where he speaks of Alexander Hamilton and how gifted he was from a very young age in the art of speech and rhetoric. Here he was, a young man who really should have amounted to nothing by his beginning social class, and yet he used the art of speech and rhetoric to help shape the revolution that then shaped this great nation. His writings in the Federalist Papers, along with things like Common Sense by Thomas Paine, are what struck a nerve in the heart of those early revolutionists to stand up for what needed to be said and done, even if it wasn't necessarily what people wanted them to say and do. Along those same lines, I can tell you I stand here not necessarily because I wanted to be receiving an award posthumously for my husband, but because my husband and I both know and knew that he needed to serve our country. It has been a great honor that I will pass on to my children, and I hope they will cherish and pass on to theirs, to know that their father was willing to speak when something needed to be said, to stand up for an injustice that needed to be righted, and to die for freedom that needed to be preserved. Thank you.